Didn't see you there. Today I want to go over the issue of hazing, but before we begin, what is hazing? Hazing is any activity expected of someone participating or joining in a group that abuses, humiliates, or endangers them, despite a person's willingness to participate. Hazing is such an important issue to highlight because it can lead to much worse than just a little embarrassment. It can be very degrading and cause psychological harm or even physical harm as extreme as death. We will discuss more in depth about hazing in universities, most commonly among Greek life, and what is being done to help prevent students from going through these harsh things. Hazing is a very important topic to spread more awareness about to prevent more young lives from being taken or harmed. But how can hazing be degrading to someone?
Hazing can involve having to complete embarrassing tasks. This can be being forced to binge eat inedible foods in short periods of time. In an article, students revealed that they were made to eat moldy sandwiches and told to strip naked in front of large crowds of people. The most common known act of hazing is binge drinking alcohol, but what does this really mean? There are many popular ways reported, such as forcing one to have 2 bottles taped to their hands and not untaping until all alcohol is consumed. There are varieties of hazing. We've gone over hazing that involves binge drinking alcohol and involves eating inedible foods. Another example I'd like to highlight is sexual exploitation. There are cases where students have had to sexually exploit themselves because it is just something they had to do. All of the different varieties of hazing listed before are all degrading and could lead to bigger issues in the future.
Let's discuss more about the physical harms of hazing.
Over the past years, there have been many deaths because of hazing. These fun tasks that people may see as have led to fun gone too far. Physical harm can be involved with physical assault and even alcohol. In the case of Joshua Martis, we get a better idea of physical harm that is involved in Greek life. This student-specific story went viral because of the great detail it gives readers involving graphic details about his death and what happened the night of his death. Looking more into that case, there are many activities that happened that night involving great physical harm and danger. That night, students were forced to consume dangerous levels of alcohol and were even carried out due to overconsumption. While this was all happening, they were being mocked with racial slurs because they didn't meet the brothers' expectations. More involving physical harm is the act of mixing substances. This is when a person consuming alcohol is also taking a variety of drugs. This can lead to immense harm to the point where someone can black out, which is when one becomes unconscious and immobile. Joshua Martis was one of the unfortunate new members that sadly lost his life due to misconduct of active members.
Let's look into actions being taken against hazing. Now the real question here is, are there steps being taken to prevent hazing and to punish others that have hazed? The answer is there have been steps taken in the past few years. The University of New Mexico has personally taken action after incident involving men's basketball program, which is known as the New Mexico Anti-Hazing Act. There are 2 bills fighting for this act, both presenting different consequences. Senate Bill 10 is being a misdemeanor, and Senate Bill 148 either a misdemeanor or, if the situation is more severe, a second-degree felony. Either way, both bills present more severe consequences for hazing, which is leading to greater change for students' lives and their overall success. Either of these bills being put into effect is great for punishing those involved in hazing, but really it's just the start. These laws do not actually do anything necessarily to prevent hazing, and putting these punishments into place is great, but it does not identify the root causes. Hazing is especially a very important topic to spread awareness about to prevent more young lives from being taken. Hazing can involve and result in many things, such as humiliation and physical harm so severe as death. I think college students nowadays do not take these actions seriously and see everything as simply a joke. Even though someone is telling you to do something just because it may be funny, doesn't mean it's okay. You should report anything that makes you feel uncomfortable or feel your life could be potentially in danger. Hazing is a very serious and common thing in many universities, and I hope my presentation today brings more awareness to this issue today.